In today's video, we are going to discuss 20 items preppers should have in their vehicle at all times. The last few years should have highlighted the importance of preparedness with what happened in the world. You never know when something bad may happen while you're driving. Let's dive into the specific items you should have in your car at all times. We're going to start this list off with a backpack. It's what you'll use to hold all of the other items on this list. When SHTF, you can't very well grab 20 different items and run. The best survival backpack will be one that is at least 30 liters or more. It should be made out of rugged material like Cordura nylon that won't rip or tear easily. And finally, it should have neutral colors that will help you blend in and not stand out. You should always keep 2 blankets in your car at all times. The best type of blanket to get for your car survival kit is a wool blanket or a reflective heat blanket. Wool blankets are great because they're very effective at trapping heat, even when they're wet. Reflective heat blankets are lightweight and compact, reflecting your body heat back to you. We live in a society where the vast majority of our transactions occur digitally. But what happens when the grid goes down? That's why it's so important to keep at least $100 in cash in your car at all times. This should be divided up into 20, 10, 5, and $1 bills. The smaller bills will be especially useful if you need to buy something from someone who only has a limited amount of change. Keep the cash in a Ziploc bag for convenience and to help create some barrier between it and the outside elements. Please hide it well, maybe tape it under your seat. This one might sound a little strange at first, but trust me on this one. Cat litter can be a lifesaver in a winter survival situation because you can use it for traction on ice. If you find yourself stranded on the side of the road in the middle of winter, simply sprinkle some cat litter around your car to give yourself some traction. Just make sure you get the non-clumping kind of cat litter. If you have to leave your vehicle for any reason, you'll be glad you have an extra change of clothes in your car. You should always have at least 1 pair of hiking boots or shoes in your car, an extra pair of cargo pants or jeans, an extra shirt, a jacket, an extra pair of socks, and gloves. If you live in a cold climate, you'll also want to make sure you have a hat, scarf, and gloves. It's also a good idea to have a poncho or raincoat in your car, just in case. Fire is one of the most important things you need to survive in the wilderness. That's why it's so important to have multiple ways to start a fire in your car survival kit. I recommend having at least 3 different fire starting devices in your car at all times: matches, a magnesium flint striker, and a lighter. Matches are the easiest to use, but they can be unreliable in wet weather. A magnesium flint striker is a good backup option because it will work even if it's wet. A first aid kit is one of the most important things you can have in your car. Whether you get into a car accident or you're just feeling under the weather, a first aid kit can help you deal with minor medical emergencies. There are a lot of different first aid kits on the market, but I recommend getting one that's specifically designed for cars. Make sure to fully familiarize yourself with the inside of your first aid kit so you know all of its contents. If you ever find yourself stranded on the side of the road in a snowstorm, a brightly colored red or orange flag can be a lifesaver. By tying the flag to the outside of your car, you'll make it much easier for other drivers to see you. This is especially important if you're stranded in an area with a lot of snowdrifts. Just make sure you tie the flag to a secure part of your car, like the antenna or the door handle. In addition to a flag, you should also have a few flares in your car survival kit. Flares are a great way to signal for help if you're ever stranded on the side of the road. They're visible from much farther away than a flag, and they can be especially helpful at night. Just be careful when using flares as they can be dangerous if not used properly. A flashlight is another essential item for any car survival kit. You never know when you might need to change a tire in the dark or signal for help. I recommend getting a flashlight that's specifically designed for emergencies. Always keep a good flashlight with an extra set of batteries in your car. The best kind of flashlight to keep in your vehicle will have a powerful LED beam, but will also be small and compact. It's always a good idea to keep some food in your car, just in case you ever get stranded. Good options for car snacks include granola bars, trail mix, crackers, and peanut butter. These foods are all relatively high in calories and will help keep your energy levels up if you're ever in a survival situation. Keep enough food in your car to help you survive for at least 3 days. Simple protein bars or energy bars would fill this bill nicely, but nothing too chocolatey or it will melt. In today's world, it's easy to rely on our smartphones for navigation, but what happens if your phone battery dies or you lose signal? That's why it's a good idea to keep a dedicated GPS device in your car survival kit. A GPS device can help you find your way to safety if you're ever lost or stranded. Keep a GPS device in your car with spare batteries. This one is optional, and I know it's a sensitive topic, but I believe that every responsible citizen has the right to defend themselves and their loved ones. If you do choose to keep a firearm in your car, it's important to do so safely and responsibly. Make sure you have a secure place to store it, such as a gun safe. Just make sure that the firearm is easily accessible so you can defend yourself from the driver's seat if need be. Have extra ammunition as well and stay within your laws in your area. A knife is another essential tool for any survival situation. It can be used for a variety of tasks, such as cutting food, preparing shelter, and self-defense. I recommend keeping 2 knives in your car at all times, a fixed blade knife and a folding blade knife that you can keep clipped to the inside of your pocket. The fixed blade knife will be used for more heavy-duty tasks, while the folding knife will be used for more precise work. Jumper cables are one of those things that you hope you'll never need, but you're glad you have them when you do. If your car battery ever dies, jumper cables can be a lifesaver. They're relatively inexpensive and easy to use, and they can save you a lot of hassle in the long run. If you don't have jumper cables in your vehicle yet, change that. A medical mask is a simple but effective way to protect yourself from airborne particles, such as dust, smoke, and germs. This is especially important in a survival situation, where you may be exposed to a variety of environmental hazards. As an alternative option, you could also go with a well-made bandana. Paracord is a type of strong, lightweight nylon rope that was originally used in parachute suspension lines. Today, paracord is a popular survival item because it's so versatile. I recommend keeping at least 100 feet of paracord in your car survival kit. You can use it for shelter building, rappelling down a steep edge, making fishing line or a clothesline, or, in the worst-case scenarios, for tying somebody up. A personal hygiene kit is another often overlooked but essential item for any survival kit. Staying clean is important for both your physical and mental health. A complete personal hygiene kit has everything from hand sanitizer to soap to toothpaste to toothbrushes to a mirror and so on. If you take any prescription medications, it's important to keep a supply in your car survival kit. This is especially important if you have a medical condition that requires you to take medication on a regular basis. Make sure you keep your medications in a cool, dry place, such as your glove compartment or center console. Keep at least a 3-day supply of prescription medications in your car at all times. A shovel is another one of those tools that you hope you'll never need, but you're glad you have when you do. A shovel can be used for a variety of tasks, such as digging out your car if it gets stuck in the snow or mud, burying human waste, and even self-defense. If you have the space, I recommend keeping a full-size shovel in your car, but if you're short on space, a compact camping shovel will do the trick. A shovel will prove its worth to you on more than one occasion. So there you have it. The above items belong in any vehicle, regardless of whether it's a truck, SUV, van, or a sedan. Feel free to add or subtract items based on your circumstances and environment. Your end goal should be to have the very best car survival kit that you can get. Until next time, stay safe out there.